Good morning, and welcome to the program this morning. It is a great day to be alive, to be in the land of the living, and to celebrate just life now. Sometimes you don't have to have anything special to celebrate. So it's great that we can be here. Last week we weren't here. Life is happening, all kind of things happening, you know that. So it's always good when I'm in studio. I feel good. I feel just good being able to chat with you. So those of you who are listening, welcome. You're viewing, welcome, whichever one you're doing. But I'm not going to be talking too much today at all, and I'm not interfering with anybody either. I have a new guest. This person we have never seen before. I only had the pleasure of chatting with him yesterday and meeting him this morning for the first time. And of course, nobody in Grenada is a stranger to anybody, but was a stranger to me on the phone. Right now we turn friends. Good morning. Good morning, Mr. Snagg, Mr. Nickolas Snagg.
Thank you. Good morning, WendiAnn, and good morning to your listening and viewing audience, wherever they may be. I say good morning to you. And yes, it's a good day to be alive.
It is. It really is. And God bless us. We have rain. We have sun. Everything happening all the time.
Isn't this amazing?
Yes, it is. You know, some people, all you have is just the sun, and then we complain about that.
Thank you.
Or only the rain. We complain about that. So God said, here what? I've given all everything today.
And we are truly thankful and grateful.
Most
for
definitely.
It. Yes,
most definitely.
Right.
Well, for those of you who are going to be with us, please stay on, especially because I really believe that this program this morning, we did not deliberately select it for those of you who tend to view live. I know a lot of persons, follow the program even after it's aired live, but it worked out this way, that based on what we are going to be talking about today, those of you who are our live audience, well, in terms of listening to us while it's coming on, I believe it's really going to be suited for you. We are talking retirement. Retirement. Now, hopefully, the definition of retirement will be the one that I have, which is retirement doesn't mean that you sit down home and do nothing, but retire means that you change your tire, right? You change your tire, put on you put on new ones, and now you're ready to go. So, Mr. Snagg is from, well, that's not his only, and that is not the only capacity in which he'll be chatting with us this morning, but he is a member of GAP, right? So before we go into the depth of what we'll be chatting about, we will talk just very briefly about GAP, just a few minutes.
Okay.
Because I mean, GAP is important as in an organization, but I'm excited about what you have to say about retirement and whatnot. I was really pondering on the discussion. So, I talk enough. I'm handing over to you. Let's talk a little bit about GAP.
Okay, great. Thank you for the opportunity to do that. The Grenada Association of Retired Persons, the short form, we say GARP, right? GARP is an organization that was formed back in 2011 by Miss Carol Vasquez. She was an employee at St. George's University, and upon retirement realized there were a gap that was there for people who had retired, and what did they do with themselves? How did they navigate the world of retirement?
Right.
Because it is a different world. A lot of us are defined in ourselves by our work.
True.
WendiAnn, how are you? What do you do?
Yeah.
That's where the conversation goes right after that. Then you just start defining yourself by what you do.
True.
After you take off what you do.
Then who are you?
Exactly. Yeah, it's like Tanti Merle now gone to the savannah. And Tanti Merle is behaving herself. She's doing whatever she wants to do because that's what she wants to do.
Yeah.
So back to GARP. GARP is located at the Kearney James Boulevard, right next to the Foodland supermarket, the parking lot. Some of us may remember it as a big white tent being in the yard, and every first Saturday of the month we have a sale where people come and have the wares and they're trying to sell and stuff. But that's our welcome center, we call it, right?
Okay.
And it was primarily called the Welcome Center because as retirees come back on the island, that's a place they can go and gather and get information.
Okay.
Where the service is, how do I access this, how do I do this, How do I do that?
Interesting. Right, right.
Yeah, so that is called the Welcome Center. We have one full-time staff. That's Miss Madeline Williams. She manages the office. We also operate there a thrift shop that we get donation from, that we sell all kinds of items, household items, clothing. The main thing there is clothing. If you're looking for really good vintage clothing, that is...
Well, then I need to... So I've seen... Okay. I just tried to... Because I thought it was just that you had sale. Honestly, I mean, I'm not a go-to-town Saturday person.
Right.
But the few times that, that I tend to see that. But I just thought, again, when you don't stop, sometimes you figure out, oh, it's not your business. Okay.
Okay.
All right, so we settle that.
Settle that. So we'll see you next Saturday, the last Saturday in the month. You just make sure.
So it's the last Saturday in every month.
Is when we do the whole big shebang. But every Saturday we have a core of people who uses the yard to sell goods that they have.
Oh.
Right. But
and you say vintage.
Vintage.
Okay.
Yeah. Vintage.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
You'll be amazed at what you can find in there.
I plan to pass without a doubt. Yes.
Right. Okay, so GARP, when we were formed, our mandate was to advocate on behalf of the elderly community of Grenada, Carriacou, and Petite Martinique. Right? By that I mean we advocate with government, other NCOs, international organization from the UN, from PAHO, Pan American Organization, to advance the lives and the environment of the elderly in Grenada. We work with government to develop policies. For instance, remember COVID?
Yes.
Remember what happened with the home for the elderly?
Yeah.
How that get there? Why was that allowed to happen? There's no policy in place.
Wow.
So we're working with government to establish those things so that things are in place. Look at the state of the sidewalks. What's happening with it? If you're elderly, your mobility becomes compromised. How do you navigate that now? A lot of our roads don't have sidewalks. So all of these different things we do. We do a lot of community outreach.
Right.
We are one of the first organizations that started to do health fairs in conjunction with St. George's University and the students.
Okay.
That is something we did very well. That's something we continue to do very well. But for me personally, I think that's something we need to move away from now more and be more of an education process for the people who's living with NCDs, the high blood pressures, the sugar, the diabetes, the people who have chronic other disease, kidney disease and stuff like that, to educate them on what they can do. A lot of these problems can be resolved by being compliant with taking your medication on time as is prescribed. Okay. Some people financially, there's 3 weeks or a week before the month end and they don't have enough money to purchase the medication. So what do they actually stay without it? Could you imagine a hypertensive person, what that does? Or a diabetic, what that does? So those type of things we advocate. We try to educate them on that and to make sure that they're doing it properly. We also do community outreach. We provide hot meals to shut-ins or people just can't afford it.
Elderly people.
Elderly people.
Okay.
And we work along with Green Case. They identify who is in need and we prepare the meal, transport the meal to them. We had a kind angel.
And this continues.
Today. The angel who bought for us, shipped to us, paid the custom fees and everything for us for these containers that would keep the food hot while we transport it to the people. And they would now try to put it in whatever container they want. If they want to consume it now, they do. If they want to store it to have it later, they can do that. But that container returns back to us so that we can
you could do it again. Of course.
Yeah. I think we got about 50 or 60 of those. Right? So these are the type of things. For me, one of the feathers in our cap that I think, outside of doing the policies with government, is just after COVID 2021, we were donated a 40-foot container of medical supplies from the Canadian Health Head Education Program out of Winnipeg, Canada, to Grenada. The government was quite good of assisting us in getting it through the custom
Yeah,
clearance and
yeah.
everything else. Most of that equipment was brand new equipment in boxes. They said used, but it was brand new.
Wow, yeah.
After COVID, you remember after COVID, everybody is still in the air, and even though 2021 is there, we got about 25 oxygen generators, brand new
Wow.
boxes. Yeah, so that was a very that was about $5 million Canadian. By the time you put that into EC, it
Yeah,
comes up to
yeah.
quite a bit of money, and we distributed that to all the old age homes.
Right.
The senior homes, I should say, hospitals, clinics, doctors, all of that was done. Yeah, we're still very much in contact with that organization, and they're
Right.
looking to help us again.
Oh, that would be good.
They help all over the world,
Right,
Grenada, Pan America, Pan Africa, and all those different places. So hopefully our turn will come back up a little bit sooner,
Again,
and we'll be
okay.
able to do it again.
All right.
Yeah.
Just a quick question before you go on. As you mentioned with the food, that the food drive.
Right.
How often is that done?
That's usually once a week. Yeah.
Okay.
On a Wednesday, we usually do that, and we have volunteers that would come into the welcome center, prepare the meal, package the meal, and then we'll transport it to the person.
Right. So persons like me who might just be interested in some way, I might not want to be a member per se. You say this is for over 50?
Well,
I have a little while to wait.
no, you don't need to wait.
I don't
You
need to
see,
wait.
this is why I took the opportunity to come here. Our membership, to become a member, is 50 plus. It used to be higher than that. We reduced it.
Right.
Yeah? 50 plus. When people say, well, 50 are not really ready to retire. But 50, you get into the stage where you should be thinking in more and more of when you should retire. We get into that in a
Yes.
little bit
Oh, yes,
after
we
that.
will. Yeah.
So in that case, 50 plus is when is the youngest we say you can become a member. Then once you pay the fees, you can vote on becoming an executive if you so choose to do that. But if you're younger than that and you want to participate, we welcome you.
Right.
We welcome your energy. We welcome you to come and participate and volunteer your time to do things. Yeah.
That is what I was wondering. Okay.
Yes. So you're not excluded in any way. It doesn't matter what age you are. A lot of our events, some of the people come with their children and they're 30-something, 40-something, and they have a good time. Yeah. You do not discount the elderly. We love to have a good time also.
But of course.
Of course. Once
You
there's
have
food
time
and
to have a
drink
good time.
and music, we're there and we will participate and we'll enjoy ourselves.
Yeah.
So in other than that, we also do work with TAMCC. So they have some of the students come to our organization and do the community service portion of their studies, and they get involved and they intermingle. Now, I'm not sure if you would know one of the rappers from the 80s and 90s, KRS-One. You may not know him, but some of your listeners may know. And he was doing an interview, and a younger person asked him to give him a few minutes of his time. And the conversation went like this, and he said to them, I like to interact with the younger people because my vibration is at a different frequency from you. The more time I spend with you, your frequency increases my frequency, and I become more in sync with you, and we can relate. Now, when I go back to my circle, I'm no longer at that frequency. I'm now at something else. And that whole cycle changed for my circle because they picked up on my energy. And is it. So for us as the elderly, we should be interacting more with the younger people to bring our energy level up. And by that, when we come back to our circle, that energy also rise. Yeah? So it's a give and take. It's not necessarily financial or anything physical you're doing, but just being in somebody's presence. Their energy rubs off on you, and your energy rubs off on them. So it's very critical for the elderly to not isolate themselves and be also interacting with the younger people.
Okay, as it relates to, and I'm thinking that even though we'll still kind of touch on gap, because it's what you do, so, but we'll go into the conversation. And especially based on what you're just mentioning here with, just being able to interact more. Would you say that in Grenada, you see, from your experience in GAP, would you say that that is done a lot? In terms of whether it be formally or otherwise, would you say that that is a normal thing in Grenada for young people and old? I mean, besides your granny home, but genuinely where we have opportunity and occasion for interaction with the, with the elderly and younger people?
Unfortunately, I would say no. But I would advocate that is both sides are equally responsible for it.
All right.
Right? The elderly or the old elders in the community would tend to stick together.
True.
And the younger people would
Tend to stick
together.
Yeah.
They engage in different things. But I think if we both groups make an active assertion to change that, we can see a lot of positive things.
So maybe there should be I know that there is already I think there's a month of the elderly. Is it October?
Yes.
Right.
We just passed.
So we just passed it. But everybody have a day these days. I mean, elderly have a whole month. But I'm just saying, see, besides just that month or whenever, because you are the ones advocating and persons like me we are the ones who need to know what's going on to participate, So imagine, and if even in school, because I'm an educator, and I believe that a lot of things don't get done because we do not start it from the right place. Okay. That's my opinion. I could be wrong, but I believe that there are certain, that you have to push it from certain things from school. So, whereas, for example, we might say, oh, you're going on a field trip. Hardly ever do you hear schools, I'm not saying no school, but generally, you don't hear a field trip as in not just elderly homes, which is normal for them, but just an interaction where you bring granny and you bring resource personnel to school, and you deliberately make those resource personnel be the senior citizens. Come and share, that kind of thing now. So I'm just saying that maybe that is one thing that can be considered, where you have this, whether it's a week of activities or at least a day where it's not just saying, well, it's elderly month, but these are things we are going to do and make it, you can't make anything mandatory, but you understand where I'm coming from.
Yes,
you're pushing it and it becomes a household thing. It becomes just second nature to us, where we interact with our elderly. I love older people. I don't have many friends that are my age group, period.
Okay.
That's just...
That's your nature.
That's my nature.
Right.
To me, I like wisdom. I like people who could help me, teach me, tell me something that I don't know, right? But that's my personality. But I'm just saying, so to me, I believe that is something that can be done. I don't know if GAP might be the one to, bring such an initiative.
Like it says, we currently do it with, like I say, with TAMCC. We have the students come into the Welcome Center and interact with the people who come to the Welcome Center.
Right.
They participate. They help us generate some of the electronic stuff we need to do, flyers. They help us with our social media page, taking pictures, posting it, and stuff like that. We do, exercises and stuff like that, like chair exercise and GARP, and they would, participate and help lead it. Yeah?
Right.
So that interaction happened. But for me, what I'm thinking, let's take it back to the people, right? In the village.
Yes.
Some village you go to, the elderlies are here, one side of the road, and the younger people on the other side, and they don't make that connection at all.
Yeah.
That needs to change, right? And it's, like I said, it's going to take a balance of both sides.
Yes.
Right? Because the elderly, their tolerance for the stuff that the younger people are doing, it's not going to be the same. Yeah, but I think for us to grow as people, we have to look past what that person is portraying to them. Maybe it's just a shell to cover a lot of trauma and hurt that they're going through. So they built up this callus to protect myself. So, and same thing with the elderly. Well, I don't want any guys. He's going to look to or she, or whatever. Yeah? So if we take the time now to just engage, good morning, the younger person, good morning, and some of the elders don't respond. That's real. That is real.
Right.
Good morning, no response. The next morning, me saying nothing to that man, he don't respond to me.
Yeah.
And I continue on my way.
Yeah.
Right? So when somebody engage with you, for me personally, you go working early in the morning, everybody pass good morning. Whether you answer or not, it doesn't matter to me. I keep moving, right? So once that person starts to engage, and sometimes you just need to speak with them. I've met a young man walking along the road, and he's asked me for $1. So I stopped him and says, okay, why you need $1? And he says, well, I'm out on the streets, I haven't eaten anything. And it came into a longer, in-depth conversation. And I did end up getting him something. I didn't give him $1. I said, well, look at the food truck here.
Yeah.
Order what you want. It's on me.
Yeah.
And he had something to eat. And then when I listened to him, he had some mental challenges that he went through.
Right.
And he ended up there.
Yeah.
Yeah? The family tried to help him, but they don't have the resources to provide what he needs.
Right.
So when we start talking about societal and the elderly person, what's starting to happen is tend to isolate themselves into the corner. The younger people are within their group, and we have these two people here that can help each other, yet still they're not making the connection. So we try to do that as best as we can.
Right.
Are we successful? I would say we do pretty well.
Right.
I wouldn't say we ringing the bell and everything else is happening there. No, I will not. But however, we keep trying.
Right.
Yeah, it's a
It's a work in progress.
Yeah, exactly.
Progress.
You start today, and where you didn't finish, you continue tomorrow from there, and the goal is to move it forward.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know you said the Welcome Center is in
Carly James Boulevard. Yeah.
But I don't know if you all are associated with this group. I've been on my way passing through Grand Bras. Yes, Grand Bras. There is a community center there, but instead of it being marked community center, like Grand Bras Community Center, I see some. I can't remember the exact name, but there is something about the elderly marked there.
Okay.
So the truth is I don't know about it, but it's just as you're talking about it and you mentioned village is, and the village getting involved and persons. But I have seen a sign. There's something about senior citizens. I don't know if it is that they meet partly. Maybe I will have to.
I'm not sure
because
what
I
it
thought
is.
that maybe. So what I was going to ask is whether or not you have, what I mean, like different branches in the various parishes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. We have a St. Andrew's, St. Patrick branch that is in headquarters in Grenville. They meet every 2 weeks.
Okay.
And they're very, very active.
Well, it could very well be. Who knows that? As I said, I just remember the phrase. I know something about elderly is marked there. So who knows? Maybe that's where the activities maybe are held, because Granby is very close, of course, to Grenville. So it could possibly be. Okay.
I'm not aware that they have a specific place that they would do activities.
Right.
But I do know they usually meet at the YWCA building in Grenville, right up beside the water there.
Okay.
And they do a fantastic job. That's headed by our VP, Vice President Ms. Lashington, Juanita Lashington, and she has a group of people that is very tight and precise with her. And they help each other, and they help the community. Yeah. We also have a branch in Carriacou. Yeah. That is very active also. I mean to say, you know what happened with Carriacou with Beryl, and all those elderly that had to be transported to Grenada, being separated from their families and everything else. Yes, that was very instrumental. So, yes, we would like to have other branches,
maybe every parish.
St. Mark, St. John can combine together. St. David, and St. George's maybe come together.
Right.
But it's to find the people who's committed to doing something.
Usual. Volunteer.
And giving their time and not expecting something else in return.
Right. Yeah.
So I'm giving you my time, what's in it for me?
Yeah.
That's the normal return. However, that's okay, because but some things are tangible, some things are intangible.
Of course.
Yeah. How about the simple act of helping someone? How about the simple act of serving someone? Being cognizant of the type of program that I'm on, Jesus said he came to serve.
He went about doing good. That was it.
He was serving.
Exactly.
Yeah. He was serving. He got on his hands and knees and washed his disciples' feet. Yeah. Who are you not to see an elderly need and not wash his feet? Simple act, washing his feet. Yeah. And to those out there who think, well, what can I do? If you know of an elderly in your community, pay them a visit. Good morning, ma'am. How are you? How are things today? That's it. Let them go from there.
Yes.
Oh, everything is good. Okay. Was everything good? Do you need any help with anything around the house? Even you, if you walk in and see the yard is in a state and you have a weed eater or something like that, you mind if I cut the grass for you? Spend an hour or 2 hours just cleaning it up. And that will spark a conversation that would lead to many other different things. For me, I look at a cemetery and I say, wow, look at that wealth of knowledge that's just lying there.
Yep. Oh,
It went and it's gone. If you look at our society, the farmers, what age are they?
True.
Yeah? Or the young people coming up and taking on the farming. Now, people, I heard a minister said, I don't want to be a farmer. My father was always dirty and stains on his clothes and all of that, but he went to school. Who paid for it?
I know, right?
He went to higher education. What paid for it? Where did the money come from? Exactly. Exactly. So for me, but farming doesn't have to be done the same way it was done back.
Exactly.
Even back in 1980, which is only less than 20 years ago.
Well, I came from my garden before coming here.
I rest my case. I rest my case. And
I
you
didn't have to
don't
do it.
need a
I
big
came.
piece of land to
No.
do any type of
No.
gardening, you know? So all of that to say is that we need to start looking at our elderly as a resource,
Yes.
not as a burden. Now, they can become a burden very quickly because of your aging, your health issues becomes more, you now use that resource quite a bit more than a 20-something.
Right.
Yeah, you may depend on government resources a bit more because you do not have the income you were having when you were 30 and 40s.
Yes, true. Yeah.
Right? But all of that can change with the advent of technology. Nobody knows to know who you are, what age you are, and you could be doing things. Today, a lot of people think about AI and they're scared of it. Us, when I say us, people that look like us, we need to embrace this technology. This is the new frontier. We need to embrace it. We need to use it and use it wisely. And it doesn't care who you are, what you look like, what you sound like. It does not care. Yeah? And there's lots of opportunities there, but you need to put the time into it to generate that. We're talking about GARP, so if you continue talking about it.
No. I'm thinking, because I'm taking it, or I usually like to take it in front and say, I doubt this is going to be our only conversation today alone.
Okay. No, it's not.
Wonderful.
No, it's not.
I like to hear that. But so then we can definitely continue. I mean, every time we meet, we can pull out, maybe what is GAP doing, and we can let the public know.
Right.
But you mentioned something when we were chatting, in preparing for this program, that, and it really resonated with me, as it relates to persons and when they begin to think retirement. Because many persons, I believe, think retirement when they're retired, or just about when they're gonna, retire. So when we're thinking retirement, when should we begin to think retirement? Let's go there.
Your first day of employment.
Okay.
Yep, right there.
Right there.
Right there. And you take it from there. Now, I say that and everybody will say, well, I have time.
How do you know that?
How do you know that? The average age or life expectancy for a woman in Grenada is 79. For a man is 73. 5 years difference. First time you get a job, you're usually about 20 years old.
Yeah.
How much time is left?
Yeah, it's not,
Right. Now, your most productive and your highest paying cycle is in the middle of that.
Yes.
Right? And it wanes as you go down.
Yeah.
Yeah? As you get, your past, right now, to collect full pension from NIS, you have to be 65. Yeah? There's no, as far as I know, subject to correction, there's no legal or standard retirement age where you say you must retire.
No.
Right? So if we establish that there's no retirement age,
Technically, yeah.
are you retired?
Well, I get you. Yeah.
You're not retired. It's up to you what you choose to do. Now, think about what you want to do as an individual. And if you want to say, listen, I want to stop 9 to 5 at 50, and you're starting at 20, that gives you 30 years.
Right.
Right. So if you start at 30 years, at 20 years, and you decide today's numbers, you're earning $1,200. Just say you start at minimum wage, $1,200.
Yeah.
Yeah? And you take $50 of that every month, and you start saving it. With compound interest, in 10 years, you have over $7,000. Now, if you do it correctly, and every time you get an increase, you increase that amount that you save, it multiplies tremendously. And you have a nice nest egg sitting there.
And that is just from that alone.
Just from that alone. There's other things you can do. If you work in 9 to 5, you may come home in the evening and say between 5 and 7, I'm going to go in my garden, cultivate something I can sell. Or you do something else that you can generate another income, and you put some portion of that towards that, that also increases. Now, when I say starting at that, you need to start looking at it holistically. You might want to buy a life insurance plan. When you're 20, it's a heck of a lot cheaper than when you're 40.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
Right? And you're planning for a future, right? That, and when you reach 50, you can say, okay, there's equity built up in this that I can now utilize to do. I want to travel. I want to go visit Africa. I want to go visit Australia. I want to see what Russia looked like in the middle of winter. Like my wife would say, I want to go in the snow and wear my tall boots. You understand? It's all up to you what you want to do. So if you start at that age, you'll be way further ahead. Now, if you did not do it...
I was just about to ask that. You did not. So now you're 50. Now you're 60, and then realize or remembers that NIS is not going to give you at 60 because 20 years ago, while you were working, it was 60. Correct. So you had that in your mind.
Right.
Now, you got to 60 or 59, and now NIS came out with that because I think it's not too long ago that was established.
Last year.
Right. So now you're like, oh my God, I have to work 5 more years. My body in pain. So what do we do now?
Exactly.
So we know 59 and body in pain. Let's talk to those persons.
Well, you're in a bit of a pickle, but you're not done.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you need to start looking and take a critical look at you. Where are you? What do you have? You may have accumulated a house. What condition is it in? Do I need to be in that house of that size? The children has grown. A lot of them has migrated. And you're alone in there.
Yeah.
What do you do? Do you need... Maybe you can think of... You can rent it. And maybe even you move into something smaller, if that's possible.
Yeah.
Yeah? So, or if you have thought about it while you're younger and you build a multi-story unit, you might move into one of the small apartment and rent a bigger space.
Yeah.
Yeah? Generating the income that would help you maintain the property and provide you an income that you can live in. So some of the things you need to say, but we tend to think of our property as one thing, as a standard thing. It is not that. It is a financial resource. Yeah?
I don't think many people see it as a financial resource in truth. You just see it as, that's my home.
Right.
That's my house. I have my house, and that is it. And I have to live in the upstairs. Because the upstairs bigger.
That's your pride.
Yeah.
That's your pride talking to you.
No, and we hear it. We hear it a lot.
How much have your pride paid you?
Exactly.
Sometimes you have to swallow your pride to get where you want to be.
Correct.
Yeah? We've done it in work, we've done it with our children, we've done it in our school, and you have to swallow your pride and say, you know what? Let me eat that crow and be satisfied with it, drink some water and be satisfied. Yeah? So this is what I'm thinking. So even at 20, you can make some decision that can be life-changing. You might say, a house. do I really need a house? Do I want to live in a house? Do I want to own a house?
Do I want to take a mortgage?
Thank you.
Hey.
So, some people
Yeah.
that I know of, they say, I would rent. However, here's the trick to renting. If you're renting and you're paying for, let's say, a 2-bedroom house or 2-bedroom apartment, calculate what it would cost you to build the 2-bedroom and the mortgage that you would have to pay for that 2-bedroom house. Subtract your rent from that. And that difference, you save it and you invest it every month.
Right. Say that over again for the people to hear.
So you're 20-something now, and you're renting, and you say, well, you're looking at all your friends who've bought a house, and they're crying. The mortgage is $3,000, $4,000 a month. They can hardly eat, and they can't do anything, and they're stuck with a mortgage for the next 30 years.
Yep.
Right. So you say, okay, I'm paying $1,500 a month. $3,000, that's $15 extra $100 I would have to pay for my mortgage. That doesn't take insurance, that doesn't take electricity, doesn't take water, or
The
all of those
children
things.
and every other
Things that came along with it, right?
Yeah.
So if you just look at the raw mortgage and you spend $1,500, the other $1,500 you say, I'm going to invest that.
Because I have that money because I chose to rent instead of right.
You invest that with the power of compound interest. Who is benefiting here?
But and it's amazing though, because I've heard the flip side of this argument
Correct?
or debate, which is the money you're taking to rent. I know for sure it's
Yes.
nothing new I say. The money you're taking to rent, put that toward your mortgage. Right, but the money you're taking to rent, maybe God really blessed you with a place that may have been $1,200, maybe even $1,000, sometimes even $900, especially if it's in the outer parishes.
Yeah.
And it's a whole house. I rented a house up until when we built where we are. It was a 3-bedroom whole house for $900. Now, but the mortgage of a smaller house, because our house was foreclosed, I usually just use it as a testimony because God was able to do a whole lot with that. But that mortgage at the time was 2,000 something.
Right.
Hey, so I'm just seeing exactly what you're saying. So I'm saying to the persons who might be saying, hey, well, it's mine.
Yes.
I think this mine thing, this is my property. But you're broke, really broke.
Thank you.
And you're going to be broke for a long time. And by the time you finish paying it off, you most likely still will be broke because now you're so tired of having paid everything that you worked for. Now it's time for you to retire anyhow because of the time you took the mortgage. And so now you live in hand to mouth with pension and you're going and help with the debushing program. So, interesting.
I think you answered the question,
I think I answered the question. That's why I said moving on.
Exactly.
But yeah.
Exactly.
That is,
So, as you said, you own it. Now, think about Grenada. You must put everything in the context of Grenada.
Yeah.
That same house that you were renting for $900, did that value of that house increase year on year? Yeah. Your monies you put in your savings, not just saving, but investing, it's earning interest month on month, compounded. Every month that money is increasing. Yeah? So if you have $5, even if it's only 2% that you're earning, the next month you're earning $5 plus the interest are paying you that month.
Yeah.
That continues without you even thinking about it. You're not doing
Passive
anything.
income.
You're just putting it on there. Now, if you take that now and you start saying, okay, you know what? A lot of people want to rent. I would take that $100,000, I would buy a piece of land and I would build a building. And I would rent there.
Correct.
That's income coming directly to you.
That you just relax on.
Thank you. Yeah? So, this is why I would say somebody at 20-something, start looking at what you can do.
But most 20-something now go in and buy a car.
Yes.
Yeah, I just want a car. Well, I mean, everybody has a car, like a Paso or whatever.
This is why, but you have to look, for me, I look at why people buy a car. It's not necessarily because they want a car, they need a car. Because the transportation system is also unreliable.
Right, true. There is an issue there, but then we now still, if we're talking about mentioning to the 20-year-old or to the younger person
Yes.
who, definitely, we know the transport system, woohoo, that's woohoo. But at the same time, we still are considering what happens because we see those vehicles. They come in, and as much as the transportation system unreliable, so are our roads. And so, we have to spend more money to keep the car on the road.
Let me tell you something. A car, whether for your personal use or business, is a bad investment.
It is, I know. I have one and I know that is the case.
It is not a good investment. Let's say you buy a brand new car, $100,000.
That's a house.
You just made it a whole house. Now, imagine that. You went to you're all excited, you paid your insurance, blah, blah, blah. They give you your keys, you jump in it, and you start the car, and you drive off the lot. Is that car still worth $100,000?
No, of course not. Once you move it out, depreciate.
You lose 15 to 20% of the value. So that car that you just spent $100,000, worse yet, you financed $100,000, which you're paying 13 or 14% on, is now lost $20,000 or $15,000. It's no longer $100,000 car, it's $85,000 or $80,000 just by driving it off the lot. Is it a good investment?
Of course not.
No, for me, I would say, okay, what can I do with this vehicle to earn some of that money back?
Correct.
Food delivery, taxi, all kinds of things. Dropping off people package. A lot of people ordering things online, and you need to.
Is that But is it a cultural issue? I mean, because we're talking retirement, and somebody else who just joined the program might be like, hold on, I thought they said they're talking about retirement.
Right,
but that is really retirement because we have to prepare for it. And that's what I'm saying. Is it that our culture, would you say that we have a preparation mindset as a Grenadian people?
I think we have a big financial literacy gap. That to me primarily is the problem. We don't understand money. We get it, we spend it, and then we don't understand it. We don't understand how to make it work for us. Yeah? We don't understand the pitfalls of it. We don't understand the quick scheme that came along. Remember that one SGL that came and sucked all everybody's money? We all get scared about the BICO situation where they bought life insurance and it failed. It does happen. Yeah, I'm not saying investment is everything. It does happen. But I think the simple things we can do for ourselves, we must take advantage of it. Yeah? The simple things of it. If your parents don't know what they don't know, and the other side of that, they don't know what they don't know. If you think about that for a minute, it's a paradox, right?
Yeah.
So if we are now take the active step of educating ourselves as parents, then we educate our children as parents. We start building things that is totally different, that shift that paradigm down further away, right? So let us work back to where we are. We have NIS, we have our private pensions that if you happen to work for a good company, that you may have to get that. Then if you're talking NIS, you should be looking to maximize your contribution as much as possible, if you can. Yeah? If you're working at a place where you have a pension plan and you can make extra contribution, you should take full advantage to do that, because that's usually managed by experts and the returns on it is fantastic.
Okay.
I'm speaking from my experience.
Okay, on that note, let's take a quick break because we've been chatting. When the conversation sweet, that is what happens. By now, we're taking a break, but right. So we'll take a quick break. We'll be right back, and then we'll continue to chat. Right. All right. So let's take a break.
Songs of Hope and Glory, a diocesan choir festival. Join us as we celebrate this Jubilee year with beautiful songs and uplifting performances on November 30th, 4 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. Tickets cost adults $20, children $10. Tickets are available at your local churches and on gotofect.com. Let's come together to celebrate with our choirs and rejoice in the spirit of hope and glory. November 30th, 4 p.m. at the Grenada Trade Center. See you there.
back. Thank you very much for staying with us. Well, you know, of course, what happens here. It's the fastest hour ever. When you watch this program, the hour goes, and then when it's 11 o'clock, you just kind of wait for it feels like an hour and a half and for it to be 12 o'clock. Anyway. So, given, of course, the very short time and the assurance that once God spares our life, you're going to come back again so we can continue this conversation.
Great.
What I would want us to at least just encourage or advise. And I say the word, advise with a pinch of salt because I don't know that we're here to just advise people.
Right.
But you know what I mean? At least in terms of persons, the same age group that we mentioned earlier, the 59ers, the person who is like, oh goodness, this is a great idea, but I really did not do anything about it. What would you say to persons like that right now? What is their best step right now if they want to begin now to put something in place when it feels as if it's already too late?
Great. Okay, for me, I would start with one, if my company has a pension plan, find out exactly what is it, how it works, and where it is. Find out what would be my income from that pension. If it's a monthly payment or if it's going to be a lump sum. Right? If it's a monthly payment, you know exactly what it is.
Right.
And then I would go to NIS and find out exactly what my contribution is.
Right.
And everyone who's working right now should check with NIS to find out what my contribution is. And also to check on your employer that they're actually paying your NIS.
Well, that's a story.
We heard the stories about that. So you need to check periodically. Yeah? Don't take it for granted. I don't like to use politicians as an example as much, but Ronald Reagan would say to the Russians, I trust you, but I want to verify. I will verify.
Yeah, it's like getting money in an envelope too, a sealed one. It's marked 500 on the outside. Oh, no, you don't have to check it, man. We good.
Yeah.
I know we good. Hold on a minute. Open that. Start the count.
Thank you very much. Trust, but verify.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So once you do that, then you know what your income would be at retirement.
Yes.
Then you should look at what your expenses are against that. Now, if you retire, you're no longer going to work, you have to take out all the work stuff. The clothes, the transportation, the meals, and everything else, because you're home now.
Yeah.
Right? Now, if there's a deficit in that or there's a difference in that's in the negative, you need to start now planning in your mind, how are you going to make that difference up? What are you going to do? What skills do you have? What knowledge do you have that you can now sell or lease or rent, whatever you want to call it? Be a consultant, you can train people, you can do things online, copywriting, you can advise people, you can do all kinds of different things online. You can do, or you can go into your garden and grow stuff and sell.
Yep.
Yeah?
Yeah.
People are looking for organically grown foods that are really healthy for them.
My tomatoes have nothing in it except tomatoes.
And you must put some plans in place for your psychosocial peace.
Yeah.
Or you when you go to work, you're moving around all the time, you're bending, you're stooping, you're doing all kinds of different things. When you get home, do you just want to sit in front of your device or sit in front of your TV? You must put a plan to keep yourself active. Yeah? Or if you're going to be employment, you want to try something different. Now you're competing with the 20-something-year-olds. How are you going to distinguish yourself from them to become that employee? Yeah? So you have to sell your years of experience, you have to sell your knowledge that you're going to bring to the organization and transfer to those younger people, because you're not going to be there forever. Come on. Yeah? So you're going to be there for a time, transfer your knowledge and move on. Yeah? So, and then you need to find something. Sometimes you need to sit down and take stock of Nickolas. Who's Nickolas? What is Nickolas? What makes Nickolas drive? What's your passion? What are you passionate about? A lot of us go through life day to day. Get up, eat breakfast, go to work, have lunch, return home, repeat.
Yeah.
We never give a thought to ourselves. We give so much of ourselves, and we don't think about ourselves. So if you're 50-something else, I would start with that.
Yeah.
Right? Look at your savings. How much did you save? Calculate every month you're taking monies out of that. You're no longer putting in, you're withdrawing from it. How long will that last?
Yes. Plus, if there are health issues there or no, that's a whole...
Well, that's another conversation.
That is a different conversation.
Contingency planning. What would happen should I what happens now?
Yeah.
What if I this? What if that? Yeah, that's where some of the decision I spoke about, life insurance, health insurance, and all those things, if you put those things in place, even a simple thing as joining a burial society.
Of course. Yeah.
Yeah? Who
And
would
even
take care?
that, what age, people normally said, oh, well, I ain't ready to die yet. Yeah, you not ready to die yet, but you don't know when.
You don't know your hour of
exactly,
time, right?
Exactly.
And also, we're talking about death. We need to have an open and honest conversations with our family about
Yes.
death. Like, what do you want? My mom has her funeral planned,
Yep.
exactly what she want and don't want, written out, that the undertaker that she's engaged for that purpose, and you know exactly what it is. I cannot go and change it, neither can many of my sisters go and change it.
Correct.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah? So you need to have that conversation and have it now when you can speak.
Yeah.
Not when you're lying in the bed and you can't do anything.
Yes.
Yeah? So take stock of those type of things. Your life insurance, who's going to get what, and write it out. Make a will. Yeah?
Definitely.
Make a will. Yeah? And no, nothing that is written is in stone. So you can change it as you go along. As circumstances change in your life,
Yeah.
you can make those changes. I would really strongly advocate that.
Yes.
Yeah? I'm sure you've known some horror stories with families
Oh, yes.
over a little piece of land, and there's 10
That you
people.
can't even put a full cube on, but yeah.
10 people. How 10 of you cannot live on the land? So
Yeah.
you must put something in place.
Yeah.
Yeah? So in that, with your 50-something, like I said, there's options for you now that did not exist 3-5 years ago.
You're right.
Yeah? So take the time, do a little research of your own. There's all kinds of calculators on the internet that you can use, that if you have a lump sum or something, but you don't have to sit there and figure it out. I like numbers, so I play with numbers all day long. So it's something that I think that we need to do. Yeah? And if you're going to think about going into a business, go with it with your eyes wide open and pay attention to it.
Okay.
Yeah?
Sound advice. All right. Well, our time is up, but that does not mean that the conversation is over.
Right.
We are definitely going to be talking again.
Yes.
Yes. Thank you very, very, very much for answering the call to come and bless us with wisdom. And it was on such short notice.
Yes.
Yes, I
it
love
was.
when I have.
Yes, it was.
And I really, really, really appreciate it. So
All right.
thank you so much again. And as I said, without a doubt, once God spares our lives, we are going to be back at your convenience
Okay.
so that we can continue this conversation. It is a well-needed one. So
Great.
listeners and viewers, thank you very much for staying with us. We are going to chat next week, Friday, God's will. Next week, Friday, I can't remember my guest right offhand. Oh yes, I remember now. Reverend James of the Presbyterian Church is going to be with us next Friday. Please, well, we have a really interesting topic lined up for you. So we are going to chat. Have yourself a very blessed day and a wonderful rest of the week.
Before we go,
Oh, before we go, 1 minute.
could I give some contact details
Oh yes,
for Garp?
please.
Yeah,
I
right?
don't know how we forgot. The conversation was just
Too much, yes.
So
yes,
yes,
yes.
contact
Garp, in
information.
email,
Yes.
you can reach us at grenada.garp2011. That's very important. grenada.garp2011@gmail.com. Our office number is 435-9857 and WhatsApp 405-6507. Yeah? And Miss Maudwin Williams would answer the phone there. If you send an email, she will respond to your email there.
All right.
Thank you so much for having me.
No
Appreciate
problem.
being here.
Thank you again for being here. All right. So until we chat again next week, please God, have yourself a great rest of your day and stay safe for the weekend. Bye-bye.